Hello and welcome to Idea TV Midday News. I am Miracle Obi. We begin with the headlines. TINUBU orders measures to reduce food prices. UCIF partners with HUSK to boost solar in Nigeria. Kenya in shock after prominent lawyer gone down. Ghana accepts US-deported migrants in new West Africa agreement. Telecom sector rebounds in West Africa as stakeholders call for infrastructure protection. And away from Africa, France Commission urges ban on social media for children under 15. And in health, Lagos partners with Clinton Health Initiative. In business, fuel supply resumes nationwide as DANGOTE, NUPENG resolve union dispute. And in sports, chaos in KINSHASA as DR Congo fans riot after late defeat to Senegal. And now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has directed a Federal Executive Council committee to step up measures aimed at bringing down the cost of food across the country. The order announced in Abuja by Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, focuses on ensuring safe passage of farm produce along transport routes to reduce logistic cost. The move comes as Nigerians grapple with worsening food insecurity, driven by high transport costs, insecurity on major highways, and lingering effects of subsidy removal. Despite early government interventions, food remains largely unaffordable for millions of households. The minister explained that the latest plan aligned with President's vision on food sovereignty, which prioritizes not just availability but also affordability, accessibility, and nutrition. He added that the government will soon launch a farmer soil health scheme to boost productivity alongside cooperative reforms designed to empower rural farmers and mobilize resources. Moving on, in a groundbreaking deal announced at the African Climate Summit, ACS, in Addis Ababa, the United Capital Infrastructure Fund has signed a $5 billion, approximately $3.2 million, revolving local currency debt facility with HUSK and world's largest private sector mini-grid operator. This is the first ever Nigeria-dominated revolving debt facility in Nigeria's renewable energy sector and aims to accelerate with country's solar mini-grid rollouts, particularly in underserved communities. HUSK becomes the first mini-grid developer in Nigeria to assess this innovative financing model. The 10-year facility is structured for 2 capital redeployments with initial funds that targeted at expanding HUSK's stand-alone mini-grid portfolio and future phases covering interconnected mini-grids and commercial and industrial solar projects. The initiative is intended to bridge a critical financing gap that has long hindered the scaling of clean energy infrastructure in Nigeria. Uche Mparu, Chief Investment Officer and Fund Manager at UCIF, described the deal as a milestone for renewable energy financing in Nigeria, emphasizing funds' broader commitment to sustainable development. Mparu further said by providing affordable long-term local currency debt to a market leader like HUSK, UCIF is creating impact by enabling scalability, sustainable energy access, adding that the fund aims to replicate the model to help deliver up to 100 MW of clean power by 2030 across Nigeria and sub-Saharan Africa. Moving on, Kenya has been left reeling after the brazen killing of Matthew Kailo Mbobo, a respected lawyer and former chair of key judicial tribune, in a drive-by shooting in Nairobi. The attack occurred Tuesday evening near the Ata Magadi Road junction in the upmarket Karen area when a gunman on a motorcycle opened fire at Mbobo's car in traffic. Witnesses heard multiple gunshots. The disturbing footage shared online showed the lawyer's lifeless body slumped over the steering wheel. The motive remains unclear, but the Law Society of Kenya has condemned the killing as a predetermined assassination, pointing to a troubled trend of lawyers being targeted for their professional roles. LSK President Faith Odihambo warned that the advocates are increasingly under threat, urging swift justice. Mbobo, a law lecturer at the University of Nairobi and former chair of both the political parties Dispute Tribune and the Business Rent Premises Tribune, was also well known for his role in resolving sensitive political and commercial cases. Police has launched an investigation and called for public cooperation, vowing to bring the killers to justice. The Directorate of the Criminal Investigation has stressed its commitment to solving the case, while Senate Speaker Amasen Kingi described the shooting as a cold-blooded killing that shocked the nation. Comparisons are already being drawn to the similar targeted killing of MP Charles in April. With the news of Mbobo's assassination dominating social media, many Kenyans are now questioning the safety of public servants and professionals working in political sensitive roles. Moving on to Ghana. Ghana has become the latest African nation to accept deported migrants from the United States following a new bilateral agreement aimed at managing undocumented immigration. President John Mahama confirmed that 14 deportees, mainly from West African nations including Nigeria and the Gambia, has already arrived in Ghana. Under the deal, Ghana agreed to temporarily host these third country national before facilitating their return to their home countries. The agreement aligns with Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS) protocol, which permits free movement among member states without visa requirements. President Mahama explained that all West African nationals don't need visa going to Ghana. He noted that Ghana has already bursed several Nigerian deportees back to Nigeria, while arrangements were ongoing for the repatriation of Gambian nationals. This development comes to a part of Trump administration's broader crackdown on undocumented migrants, which have included deportations of Rwanda's Eswatini and South Sudan. Rights groups have raised concerns over the legality and human rights implications of sending non-nationals to third countries. While Ghana has agreed to cooperate, other countries like Nigeria has resisted, insisting they will not accept deportees who are not their citizens. Despite tensions over trade tariffs and visa policies, Mahama maintained that Ghana-US relationship remains generally positive. Moving on, the telecom sector in West Africa is experiencing a resurgence in growth, with investments reaching their highest levels since before COVID-19 pandemic, according to Engineer Benga Adebayo, chairman of the Association of Licensed Telecommunications Operators of Nigeria. Speaking at the 25th 2025 West Africa Telecommunication Infrastructure Summit and Exhibition in Lagos, Adebayo emphasized the sector's pivotal role in driving the region's digital economy, supporting industries from fintech to education and healthcare. Held at the Radisson Blu Hotel under the theme Digitalizing West Africa Economy, Navigating Challenges and Opportunities for Critical Stakeholders, the summit gathered key players from telecoms, technology, and finance. Adebayo called for stronger collaboration among governments, regulators, and private sector players, while warning that vandalism, multiple taxation, and right-of-way restrictions continue to hinder growth. He commended the Nigerian government's tax reform plans to eliminate over 56 levies of January 2026 and urged other West African nations to create enabling environments for digital expansion. African President Tony echoed the optimism, stressing that the next decades is crucial for West Africa's digital future. He urged stakeholders to invest in infrastructure, harmonizing policy, and drive collaboration to unlock massive economic and employment opportunity. Adding to the discourse, Dr. Nina Achife of Afrigo Payment Showcase has local innovation is transforming card payment system, enhancing financial inclusion, and enabling access to government welfare programs. The summit concluded with a unified call for bold investment and policy alignment to secure the region's digital leap forward. We're going on a short break, and when we return, the news continues. This is Idea TV, Midday News. Now the rest of the story. Away from Africa, a French parliamentary commission has recommended banning social media for children under 15 and imposing a nightly digital curfew for 15 to 18 years olds. The inquiry launched in March after lawsuits accused TikTok of exposing minors to harmful content, heard from bereaved families, tech executives, and influencers. Lawmakers Larry Myler said that the ban would send a clear signal that social media is not harmless for young teens. Parents like Geraldine, whose 18-year-old daughter Penelope died by suicide after viewing self-harm content on TikTok, described the struggle of monitoring online activity. The Commission also proposed sanctions against parents who neglect digital risks, tighter age verification, and possible banning under 18s entirely if platform fails to meet EU safety rules within 3 years. TikTok maintains that youth safety is a top priority, claiming it removes most harmful content before it is seen. And moving on to health. The Lagos State Primary Health Care Board has partnered with the Clinton Health Access Initiative to strengthen primary health care and improve child survival rates through enhanced immunization coverage. This was announced by Dr. Ibrahim Mustafa, Permanent Secretary of LSPHCB, during a 3-day workshop focused on developing Lagos State's 5-year routine immunization roadmap 2026 to 2030. The roadmap aims to close immunization gap and ensure equitable vaccine access across all communities in the state. Dr. Mustafa described immunization as a social contract and collective responsibility, stressing that while Lagos has made progress, the disparities remain. He highlighted that some of the local government areas still report coverage rates as low as 60%, especially in riverine areas, informal settings and settlements, and among mobile population, leaving many children vulnerable to vaccine-preventable diseases. The roadmap is designed not only to increase vaccine coverage but also to strengthen the broader primary health care system in line with the universal health coverage goals. Echoing this vision, Dr. Olusegun Emiju, Lagos coordinator for the National Primary Health Care Development Agency, said the roadmap is about more than planning. It's about building a resilient, inclusive, and accountable healthcare system. He urged all stakeholders to seize the moment and adopt bold, coordinated actions that could transform immunization outcomes in Lagos and potentially serve as national model. The initiative reflects Lagos State's commitment to ensure no child is left behind in assessing life-saving vaccines. And moving on to business. Fuel loading resumes across Nigeria on Wednesday after a 2-day disruption following a landmark agreement between the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers and Dangote Petroleum Refinery. The strike, which has led to the closure of the ports and filling station nationwide, was sparked by allegations that Dangote barred drivers of its compressed natural gas (CNG) power truck from joining trade unions. NUPENG President William confirmed that the operations have returned to normal. The breakthrough came Tuesday evening after mediation led by the Department of State Services (DSS) and other federal stakeholders. According to the joint resolution, Dangote Refinery agreed to allow willing employees to in line with Nigeria's labor laws. It was further agreed that the unionization process would commence immediately and be completed within 2 weeks, 9th to 22nd September 2025, with assurance that no employee would face retaliation of participating in strike or joining a union. In a related development, the Petrol Products Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria also called off its nationwide strike, which has suspended fuel dispensing at retail outlets. The Petroan President Billy Graham Harry praised the swift intervention by ministers, secure agency, and regulatory bodies directing all members to resume dispensing immediately. He commended the unity and discipline of Petroan members, calling the resolution a positive development for the nation's economy as fuel supply stabilizes across the country. And moving on to sports. Football fans in the Democratic Republic of Congo erupted in violence Tuesday evening at the Stade de Martyrs in Kinshasa, following a dramatic 3-2 defeat to Senegal in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. The stadium, filled to its 80,000 capacity, has been electric after the Leopards stormed in a 2-goal lead thanks to Cedric Bakambu and Yohan Wissa. But a stunning Senegalese comeback, kept by Pape Matas, its 9th-minute winners turned jubilation into heartbreak. In the aftermath, frustrated Congolese supporters vandalized the stadium, ripping out plastic seeds and throwing them out into the pitch. Security forces were overwhelmed by the scale of disturbance, though no injury were immediately reported. The damage to Kinshasa's iconic stadium was described as extensive, raising concerns about infrastructure safety and fans' conduct ahead of future matches. The loss has significant implications for the standing, with Senegal climbing to the top of ground with 18 points, while DR Congo slipped to second on 16. Only the group winner secures a direct ticket to the expanded 2026 World Cup in North America. With Morocco and Tunisia already qualified, DR Congo must now hope to emerge as one of the 4 best runner-up to secure a playoff spot and keep their World Cup hopes alive. That's all we have for you on Idea TV Midday News. But before we go, here is a recap of the headlines. United Capital Infrastructure Fund partners with HUSK to boost solar in Nigeria. Kenya in shock after prominent lawyer gone down. Ghana accepts US-deported migrants in new West African agreement. Telecom sector rebounds in West Africa as stakeholders call for infrastructure protection. And away from Africa, we said France Commission urged ban on social media for children under 15. And in health, Lagos partner with Clinton Health Initiative. And in business, fuel supply resumes nationwide as Dangote NUPENG resolve union dispute. And finally in sports, chaos in Kinshasa as DR Congo fans riot after late defeat to Senegal. Do not forget to follow us across our social media platforms at Idea TV. I am Miracle Ubi. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs.